Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
Well, we are on the home stretch for the calendar. It's day 20.
Now it's getting interesting.
It is. Why is it getting more interesting?
Because I know the two beers that I've wrapped that we haven't opened yet. We've been lucky.
And I have two beers as well, and I know what one of them is. The other one, I do not know what that beer is. So this one I do know what it is, because there were only so many small cans that I wrapped. And I'm looking forward to this one.
Nice. But so now I can admit something. So the listeners can know that I brought all of my wrapped beers to Stefan's apartment, and we've been recording them here. And the two I brought that I most wanted to save for the end, I put at the back of the fridge. So
oh my God! So I wouldn't pick them.
So they haven't been pulled automatically by the random hand of Stefan.
You sneaky snake.
So I rigged the system. Not in the case of let's not wrap the most important ones, but hiding them behind the others. It's like at Christmas Eve, you hide some of the presents under the tree behind.
It's behind, yeah. So you put the least valuable ones up front,
yeah,
and then they get the big surprise at the end.
Yes,
yeah. I did not do that. I was just like, you know what, we're going to be truly egalitarian, and come what may, we will draw the beers as they are presented.
Two different styles.
It is. But yeah, no, I think I'm completely happy with the way things have turned out.
Oh, yeah.
The one beer that I know that's left, I'm kind of glad it's in the last four. The other beer, I really wish I could remember what it was.
Oh, you don't think it is?
I have literally no idea what it is.
But we have a beer for day 20 that you have wrapped. So let's see. It is a can, Stigbergets, and... This is Killer Pale.
Yes.
Stigberget and Phantasm have done it. So it's a 7.5% Imperial double dry hopped pale ale.
Which, I mean, doesn't that technically make it an Imperial IPA or a double IPA at this point?
Yeah, but pale ales and IPAs aren't the same, right?
What's the difference? I mean, I literally can't tell you the difference. And what would be what is an Imperial Pale Ale? That, for me, that just sounds like wait.
It's not really an oxymoron.
I mean, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, I get, if you're telling me it was a double dry hopped pale ale, I would completely go with you on that one. But to do a double dry hopped Imperial Pale Ale,
fun.
That's not even a thing. They're just making up words now.
Fun. So light yellow color, hazy,
really hoppy.
Nice white foam.
Doesn't say the hop profile, at least not on the can.
I can.
Maybe it's on Untapped, but it smells super hoppy, fruity.
Very tropical fruit.
Yeah, it's a lot of lemon in there, a little melon. It smells great. But yeah, it does have that kind of tea pale ale flavor that I like quite a bit.
Oh wait, so Phantasm, that's not a brewery, that's a hop?
Well, I mean, there is a Phantasm hop. I assumed it was maybe a hop supplier.
Okay, so a double dry hopped IPA, it says here.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough. Brewed with Phantasm, a thiol, I don't know the word, precursor powder extracted from Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc grapes that, along with the hops, will bring out even more tropical aromas in the beer. It's definitely tropical aromas. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Mm-hmm. It's okay. It needs more oats. I want it to be a little more body to it.
Yes.
It's a little
thin.
Too astringent and thin.
So for a 7.5% ABV beer, that's a problematic ABV because you either want to go with the 6% and be thinner and drinkable and very sun friendly, or you want to go 8 plus together with oats or lactose and get the body to carry it a little bit. This one falls a little bit in between.
I would say it's probably one of the lesser Stigbergets IPAs I've tried from them. Because you get the alcohol booziness out of this that you don't normally get from their beers. So I've had 8, 9, 10% Stigberget beers that had more body and less alcohol heat than this. So if they're going for, like, if it is a pale ale, let's just say, for the sake of this episode, it is, which I really think, even though they're calling it IPA, I think it really is a boozed up pale ale.
Yeah.
The hoppiness is there, but it doesn't enhance the flavor.
No.
If anything, it kind of knocks it down a little bit.
It was you who informed me that Stigberget's Dubbelmos or Double Seagull was in the regular assortment at Systembolaget. So I bought, after you gave me that tip, I bought it, and that one is a 4. It's a solid entry for the shelves.
Yeah.
And that surprised me.
Why did it surprise you?
It surprised me that I didn't remember Double Seagull, Dubbelmos to be that good. I thought it was in the 375 range. So it surprised me that it was better than I remembered and that it was in the regular assortment.
It being in the regular assortment is what surprises me, because when it came out, I don't think it was intended to be part of the regular assortment, because it was one of the first Mondays of the month releases in the small assortment release. But then it just never left.
Right.
So I'm like, ooh, nice. This is a real bonus. I would say when it comes to value for money, I think probably because we talked about this last time, the Tula Deepa, hashtag Deepa, is probably a better price because it's a bigger can.
Yes.
Whereas the Stigbergets Dubbelmos is the 33 centiliter cans.
Yes.
But they're both equally good beers. But I think price point wise, they're almost the exact same price.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure on that one, but it might be a 10 crown difference.
And then the two sizes it out.
Yeah.
Like a month ago, Stigbergets came out with Double Nelson, which is the Double Seagull, but with Nelson sub-rum hops, I guess.
Yeah.
Which aren't a favorite of mine, but that one also got 4 or even higher. I liked it. Stigbergets make some really good IPAs. And I think that's why we're nitpicking this one, because it doesn't meet up with their regular standards.
Yeah. We both tried the Killer Pale, and this is the Imperial Double Dry Hop version of that.
Yeah.
And I think we both thought it was okay. And I think this one also falls into that just okay. I like it, don't love it, but it's not something I think I would buy again.
No, yeah, I agree. I'm going to give this one a 375 based on the tropical notes.
I'm going to give it a 325.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I just don't find anything that makes me want to drink more of it. And in fact, I would probably even maybe pour this out if I was drinking it on my own, because it just doesn't have anything in it that I find quite enjoyable. But at the same time, I don't hate it, you know? It's just, it's like, I just sound like I just trashed it, but I don't hate it, but I don't know that I want to have a lot of it.
No, it misses the mark.
It does quite a bit, which is a shame, because I really like Stigbergets and what they do. So I was looking forward to this one.
Aww. But now we're looking forward to the last 4 days before Christmas Eve.
We're in the final countdown.
And I know what 2 beers are. You know one, and one is a complete mystery.
Yes.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
It will be a lot of fun. I'm really trying to remember what that last beer is. we might have to have it as the last beer of the calendar as a surprise for everyone.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's right. Your beers are much better. I forgot.
That's only what I was saying to you. It's Sofiero.
Perfect. So, yeah, they're much better.
Swedish,
they're much better.
Swedish macro lagers.
Yeah, can't go wrong with Sofiero.
Yeah.
Have you been to Sofiero? You know it's the location, right?
If I've been to the castle outside Helsingborg, and many times.
Okay.
Both to visit, to see the castle, to see the gardens, and
to drink the beer at the location?
They don't make it there.
Well, I mean, they should. Where do they make it?
I don't know. I don't know where Sofiero is made. They're owned by some multinational corporation.
You're Swedish. You're supposed to know these things. You're supposed to be like, yes, I know this. The country's not that big. You know, I think Sweden could probably be on the same level as Finland, which may or may not statistically exist in the world.
Finland is made up, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Moomin trolls, they can't reasonably exist.
Well, you know, if you take the population of Finland and you adjust for plus or minus 2%.
Oh no!
Technically, Finland doesn't exist as a country. They fall under the plus 2% of global population. Right. I think Sweden might also fall into that. Maybe they're at the 1.5. So just statistically, they could be at a 0.5%.
But just square footage, Sweden is huge.
Square footage, Sweden is quite a large country.
Sweden is
population-wise.
No, we have room to. We have room. But Sweden is 10% of the European Union in size.
Oh, yeah. So if you were to put Sweden on a map, it stretches from southern Italy to the Baltics almost?
If you would move Sweden, yes.
Right.
A part of this problem is the Mercator projection of maps, where everything south and north of the equator gets stretched to be smaller, because otherwise it doesn't fit in a globe view. Africa is so much bigger than everyone believes.
Oh yeah, it's huge.
It's absolutely gigantic.
Yeah.
But
that's why when you compare Australia to the other parts of the world, you're like, holy shit, Australia is enormous.
Yes.
But when you see on the map, it looks like a small island that exists by itself. But it is a huge chunk of landmass.
Yeah.
That is much, much larger than people understand. What was that nerd thing that we talked that I said this is a total Martin thing?
What? I don't remember that.
So there's a paradox where the more specific, you can never truly measure the boundaries of a continent, because the more specific you become, the more
the coastline paradox.
Right, the coastline. The more indefinable it becomes.
The coastline paradox says that every coastline is an infinite length.
Exactly, it is.
Because the more fine grained you make it, you can there's always some little bend that you can fine tune it with. There's always Yep. The more precise you make it, the longer it becomes, and you can do that infinitely.
And I read that, and I immediately went, "This is some real Martin nerd shit."
Oh yeah.
And I sent it to you, and you were like, "I was just talking about this 2 days ago," and I'm like, "Yes, there's no surprise here."
I think every workplace I've ever landed in has at some point talked about the shoreline paradox.
Is that how you start conversations? Hi, I'm Martin. Let me tell you about the shoreline paradox. They're just like.
At one company, they asked me to introduce myself, and I said, "Hi, my name is Martin, and I believe that Star Wars is science fantasy, not science fiction." And that led to a huge debate.
I'm surprised you didn't start with, "Hi, I'm Martin. I believe Chewbacca has one of those large dog-style penises that's big and red, and not like a human penis."
Wow.
I'm surprised that's not how you started your
Speaking of penises, a centaur,
yes.
Where does he have his penis?
Well, I mean, I imagine it's like a horse style situation.
So at the back,
Right, why wouldn't he?
because he's half human.
Right, but he has horse legs in the front. It's not like he has human legs in the front and then a horse back. He's only human down to the neck part of the horse.
But I think I've seen fantasy interpretations of a centaur that has a loincloth in for the front legs.
No, I have seen that as well. That doesn't mean it's correct. Yeah. And I don't know why there'd be a loincloth in the front. Because it literally stops at waist into horse. So the neck, so the horse head and neck is replaced with the human head and torso and arms.
Right.
And then from the torso beneath, it's all horse.
Sure.
Right.
If a dachshund would wear pants, would he wear them on the hind legs and covering his butt, and then, or would the pants cover both legs and just kind of be
obviously
huge?
The hind legs and his butt, and then he would wear a very smart dress shirt and a little tie on the top half.
That does sound like a dachshund.
He is a very suave, sophisticated dog. Well, that wraps up our
day 20.
Day 20 Centaur genitalia discussion.
Yes. So now we will go happily into the final stretch.
Yes.
4 more days of the Christmas calendar.
And I really hope there's less talk about Centaur genitalia.
Yes.
Going forward.
I promise that this was
for the history of the podcast.
Yes. You brought up penises.
I didn't bring up centaur penises.
No.
That was on you.
Yeah, that was on me. I can stand for that.
All right. So until next time.
Keep drinking, you dum-dums.